my point today is, well, not today, but at this moment, like, why does Black joy bother some white people? You ever notice how the group of Black folks, like, they come together laughing, dancing, and just vibing, and suddenly it's labeled as too loud, too ghetto, or too much? Jealousy. You know why? Because they couldn't strip that away. And it's surviving. But let's be real, it's not about the volume that's the problem. It's the vibrations, it's the freedom, it's the fact that we can still find joy after centuries of trying to be stripped of who we are. We still make something out of nothing. You understand? See, Black joy is like disruptive in certain people. It challenges, and where we're supposed to be broken, angry, and silent, it's like loving, living, and celebrating. So it's not just confusion, it's threatening to a certain group of people.
I think.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel once again, Denga Reaction. So guys, today we are talking about something powerful called the Black joy. Many people think joy only comes when life is easy, but this video shows something very different. It explains that joy is about staying hopeful, building strong communities, and celebrating life even after facing many challenges. We'll also look at some people misunderstanding Black joy, why it can make others uncomfortable, and how it has become a symbol of strength, resilience, and unity. Whether you agree or disagree with every point, this is an interesting conversation about culture, history, and community. Remember to watch till the end and let me know your thoughts on the comment section. And if coming across any of my video, remember to like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can never miss out on the next discussion.
White people are so triggered by Black joy because they have zero control over it. And white people are all about control. And anything they don't get to control and manage and dictate freaks them the hell out.
They don't get to be the leader.
Out these kids who were clearly in Louisiana having the time of their fucking life because they graduated, and we think about white people's reaction to Black joy.
Oh yeah, that's
it's not about civility. It's not about decorum. They don't like to see us happy.
That's what it is.
The true essence of joy is unattached to things, isn't it? In fact, some would say if you have too many comforts, your access to joy might actually be distorted, because some of the things that you think are bringing out this authentic emotion within you are really just stimulants, things that are creating dopamine rushes inside of your body. That coffee that you can go buy, that gym membership that has all the perfect equipment, shopping sprees, commutes in fancy cars.
Across America, a surprising conversation is emerging. More and more Americans are asking a question that would have seemed almost unbelievable just a few decades ago. How is it that a people who have endured so much can still find so much joy? How is it that a community that has faced generations of obstacles continue to laugh, create, celebrate, innovate, and move forward? And why do so many people seem drawn to that strength? For years, Black Americans were often viewed through the lens of struggle alone. The stories told about Black communities frequently focused on hardship, inequality, and challenges. But there was always another side of the story. A story about joy, a story about resilience, and a story about people who refuse to allow adversity to define the limits of their humanity. Now, as many white Americans struggle with loneliness, anxiety, economic uncertainty, and social disconnection, some are beginning to look at Black communities with a mixture of admiration, curiosity, and in some cases, envy. Not because Black Americans don't face difficulties like others do today, but because many seem to possess something increasingly rare in modern America: the ability to find meaning, community, laughter, and hope even during difficult times. And that has left some people deeply confused. Let's watch some clips here. I will be back.
I need some Black joy. The fact that Black joy even exists as a concept in the world is miraculous to me. Asians are no good at joy. We are good at working hard and being diligent and doing our best, but not joy. Colonizers too. Rich lives, no joy. We should never have hooked our stars to theirs. But Black people, especially Black Americans, are the best at joy. You've turned it into an art form. I know it came from terrible hardship that you've turned into soul and then into joy. And we, Chinese people, we just turn that hardship into more hard work. But I know you can't give it to us. We have to go out and earn it for ourselves just like you did. Joy is a puzzle for every human being, and it's not free. When I ask my Black friends where their joy comes from, they inevitably shake their heads and just repeat, "You can't let them take it away from you." That's what it's not. But what is Black joy? Can you tell me?
Black joy is knowing that we're going to be okay. Black joy is knowing that we have a connection to the divine that no other race of people have. We know that at the end of it all, we're going to be the one standing victoriously. We don't have a reason to fret. We don't have a reason to fear. We have no reason to be unhappy. We know that we've been through the worst of the worst, and we decided that we want to stand because we have a divine calling on our lives that far exceeds anything on this plane. Black joy can't be defined in words. Black joy it's an action. It's alive. It lives, it breathes. It has a pulse. You can't get that. We can't give it to you, as you said. You can't achieve it because y'all have internalized rage. And what that is that you don't know why you can't be like us. And as long as y'all have that shortcoming, you'll never know what joy is. Sorry. Not sorry.
Do you actually know what Black joy means? And do you know how important it is? Because we have seen time and time that Black pain and Black trauma gets advertised much better than Black joy. As in, people would react so much better. I'm going to be recommending films like 12 Years a Slave or When They See Us. But if I end up recommending a Black joy film or TV show like Harlem, She's Gotta Have It, then the engagement is lower. It is important to engage and give visibility to Black joy films, movies, and TV shows. Because Black people are not only about Black pain and Black trauma. I mean, come on, I don't always suffer, and neither do other Black people. We have moments of joy too. And because we want to attract more of that joy, we're going to focus on more joy. You get me? You attract what you focus on. So today, tonight, tomorrow, watch a Black joy film, watch a Black joy show, read a Black joy book. And if you would like more Black joy recommendations, film, TV shows, or books, make sure to follow. And I also have a Black Book Club and Black Film Club where we actually focus on Black positive representation.
Good morning, y'all. Listen, I came across a video. What was the lady name? Show something. It's an Asian lady. Okay, it's an Asian lady talking about, oh, black people, I just love watching black people and your joy. Black people joy. I just love it. How do y'all get the joy? Because as Asians, we're just told to work really hard. Anytime we have downtime, we just work really hard. We just keep working. And I wish we just had joy. I wish we had joy. What the fuck? What is, literally, seriously, what is y'all obsession? Everyone's obsession with black people, and at the same time deny that obsession in the same breath. You want to know how we keep going? You want to know what we're doing at all times? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Why are we the obsession? Oh my God. And then black people in the damn comments, oh, it's because of our struggle. It's even, everybody don't struggle when they black. Every black person do not participate in Struggle Olympics. We have joy because we have joy. How about that? It ain't for y'all to figure it out. It ain't for you to participate in it. Find something better to do than us. All these age, it gets to a point. Black people, stop hopping y'all happy asses in these other folks comment section, goddamn Samboing. Oh, it's cause of this. They don't need to figure nothing out. They don't need to. What they need to figure us out for? Y'all already giving all the recipes away and this, that, and the third, and then I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm a little triggered. A white woman tried to break in line at me this morning before I had my coffee. Well, I had the coffee in my hand to pay for it. She tried to break in line. I'm a little frustrated right now, so I'm going to come back to this topic.
The true essence of joy is unattached to things, isn't it? In fact, some would say if you have too many comforts, your access to joy might actually be distorted, because some of the things that you think are bringing out this authentic emotion within you are really just stimulants, things that are creating dopamine rushes inside of your body. That coffee that you can go buy, that gym membership that has all the perfect equipment, shopping sprees, commutes in fancy cars, social approval, the list goes on and on. In fact, some people who have been born with a silver spoon would tell you it wasn't until they lost it all due to drug use or some sort of injury or just being disowned or whatever, that is the most pure experience of joy they've ever had. And that right there is why they commodify black joy. Because black joy exists in spite of. All the resources in society are put against blackness, not for it. They would quite literally love to sell us new skin colors if we would buy it. And if they could put us in the back of some building and have us work the fields with bare hands until we passed out and never rose again, except to make more new people to continue that process, history tells me that they probably would. And still, we rise. With a smile on our faces, laughing and telling jokes, acting like the thing that's supposed to take us completely away from ourselves is nothing more than an inconvenience. And now that the tables are in fact turning, as they always do, and people who once had way more than they probably should have had their share of are now put in positions where they don't have access to the things that brought them joy. They're finding that experience they had was very inauthentic, and coming across people who didn't have those things and still find access to joy, laughter, happiness, and a smile, well, you become one of the most profound teachers if you're willing to share your knowledge. But that's if you ain't petty. I say don't tell them shit.
So I had some white colleagues ask me what I thought about Trump actually segregating whites and blacks. And I actually told them straight up, like, honestly, I would love that. Now, they looked at me like I was crazy and they almost spit up their almond milk. And I think they thought that maybe I was saying that out of hatred, but it really isn't about hatred, here's the thing. I'm not talking about their version of segregation. See, I'm talking about our version of righteous separation, spiritual sovereignty, and black sufficiency. See, the truth of it is that integration was never about freedom. It was finesse. It was a system's way of saying, let's stop them from succeeding independently so we can profit from their brilliance directly. It was about control. And so I want us to be very clear about this. You know, we were never separate but equal. So that's a lie. We were separate and excelling. We had our own schools. We had our own banks. We had our own businesses. And baby, we were thriving. Black Wall Street, they burned it. Rosewood, they bombed it. Wilmington, they overthrew it. Why? Because we were doing too well without them, and they couldn't handle that. And so that's the truth. They didn't really want segregation gone. They wanted control. This is why we know that integration was just repackage of chains. When we were separate, we actually were building and excelling. And when they saw that we could excel without them, then it was like, oh no, we got to take control and make sure that their labor is profiting us. So right around that time, they rolled out this whole standardized testing, ACT and SAT. Y'all remember that? They created this IQ ranking to measure their norms, not our brilliance. And then we were said we were behind when we really weren't. We were just building our own lane, not asking for theirs. See, I don't know about you all, but I'm kind of tired of the lies. It's very exhausting, you know, just the lies that continue to be promoted. And I want to talk about the melanin, because this whole thing that we're not smart enough, that we're not bright enough, is simply just a lie. And so, you know, all this testing that they're doing, and I have kids in school, and they're made to feel that they cannot achieve. And I have to remind them about their actual superpower, melanin. See, not just your skin tone, but in your brain, specifically neuromelanin, that rich dark pigment found in areas like the substantia nigra, which are critical for learning and memory and decision making and emotional regulation. See, if you don't know, then you won't know how to respond. But when you learn about the studies that have actually linked the neuromelanin to higher concentrations and how it's related to enhanced memory and processing and higher intelligence and faster reaction times, then you know why they have hidden this information for so long. Because when you have higher melanin, you have stronger brain resilience against degenerative diseases. So translation to that is melanin doesn't just make you glow, it makes you grow. So we know that it's not coincidental that people with more melanin have historically been creators, inventors, innovators across every discipline, while also being the most suppressed, because they know that the more melanin you have in your body and in your brain actually produces higher intelligence. So the Bible also says this too in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 7. It says he placed treasures in earthen vessels. What treasures? It was in us all along, right? So we have more melanin, and we know that people with less melanin, because it's a recessive gene and it's a mutation, lack the same level of intelligence, of many different benefits that come along with that. What's so interesting about it is that we're supposed to be looking at this as if it's something negative. But why is it negative when every other cultural group does this? Group economics. See, the truth of the matter is they have stolen from us so many different things, and yet we still survive. And so I don't want to offend, but I have to be blunt here. When we invented it, they patented it. When we built it, they banked on it. So everything we created, they made sure they benefited off of it. Just like Louis Latimer, he actually developed the light bulb, but Edison got all the glory for it. And this has been going on through history. We know that Granville T. Woods laid the foundation for trains. Corporations got the contracts. Dr. Patricia Bath revolutionized eye surgery. The system licensed the tech. Black music became white record labels, billion-dollar industries off of our talent. Every time we create, they capitalize. We are the genius, but they control the royalties. It's quite interesting, isn't it? So when we talk about the facts and segregation, I want to be very clear. It's not racist. We have to understand the dynamics of this. See, the black dollar actually is the fastest running dollar in America. So let's do the math here. And I think it's quite funny. Black people have spending power over 1.6 trillion. But guess what? That dollar stays in our community just for 6 hours, while the white community their dollar stays in their community 17 days. And guess what? Asian communities, it stays in their community 20 days. Jewish communities over 3 weeks. Why? Because we're systemically disarmed from owning what we build. And this is no coinky dink. The scripture said this would happen. So now our dollar does the labor, but the system collects the check. And this is why I support segregation on our own terms. See, that 400 years of slavery is over. And when I say that I want us to be segregated, I don't mean oppressed. I mean organized. Let's build black banks again. Let's educate our babies on the truth, not whitewashed lies. And let's support black farmers, black techs, black healing, black brilliance. And no, it doesn't mean I hate white people. No, it means I finally love us enough to stop begging for scraps from a table we built but never welcomed to. See, the Bible told us about this. Yet we hop, skip, and jump over the fact that Deuteronomy 28, 43, and 44 already said it. It says, the stranger shall rise above you high, and you shall come down low. They shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to them. And this is exactly what has been happening for 400 years plus years. We built houses, businesses, schools, and they took them and taxed them to death. But beloved, there's hope, because Deuteronomy 30 and 3 also says, and Yah will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all nations. So yes, I welcome segregation, because restoration is already in motion. And I want y'all to understand this. We are not asking for more, we're building. See, we were never given anything from you all. I'm not asking to sit at somebody's table anymore. See, I'm trying to go along with scripture and build my people, gather my people, not because they are more melanated, but because we need to know that we serve the Most High and that He's going to take care of us, because separation was never our curse. It was our covenant. And now it's our strategy. It says to come out from among them, be ye separated. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. So this isn't about racism. It's about us reclaiming what is already ours.
All right, racists, let's talk about your distaste for black joy. Racist America fumes at the sight of happiness, especially when that person smiling is black. It's as if this country specializes in anger Olympics. Being a little too happy disturbs the patriotism. 3 or more laughs in one place is like being investigated by a mall cop. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Because deep down, they believe that pain is the only state that black indigenous people are allowed to live in. Black people start laughing too loud at their cousin's cookout. They throw on some Frankie Beverly. They start dancing with their auntie in a sundress while the ribs are sizzling. Instantly, their lives are in danger. It's like watching a perfect example of a case study on people who have a problem with control. It's like their obsession isn't just with control, it's like with the optics of it as well. They want to be seen as dominant in the space, because they seem to disappear when there is black joy. When you throw your graduation cap in the air, surrounded by your entire family in matching t-shirts, they don't see achievement, they see defiance. Because in their minds, success was never black people's storyline. The truth is, black joy is a glitch in the racist lies that they feed themselves. They built a whole myth of superiority that only works if you're miserable, delusional, insecure, jealous, and mediocre. When black people shift the world with their joy and laughter, the racist's entire self-image starts to crack. This is why racists gatekeep golf courses, ban urban dress codes, side-eye loud laughter, and call the cops when the music's just a little too bassy. The unnecessary hate and determination to ruin black people's happiness is a disease, a brain-eating amoeba that siphons the cognition out of America's privileged society. And what hurts the most...
They're not really racist. They're jealous of us. They want to be Hispanic. They want to be Black. They want to be Asian. They have parties, and our culture is their theme. They love Taco Tuesday. They love our food. They love to have parties on Cinco de Mayo. We don't even celebrate that. Cinco de Mayo is not Independence Day. They go and get tans. They inject their lips. They go and get BBLs. They're jealous of us because they want to be us.
Pose the question. One of the biggest misconceptions in America is the belief that Black joy emerged because life became easier. The reality is exactly the opposite, because the Black joy developed despite hardship. For generations, Black Americans understood something fundamental. If you wait for perfect circumstances before allowing yourself happiness, you may never experience happiness at all. Throughout history, families gathered around dinner tables even when money was tight. Communities celebrated weddings, graduation, church events, birthdays, and neighborhood gatherings even during periods of discrimination and exclusion. Music flourished, art flourished, humor flourished, culture flourished, not because challenges didn't exist, but because joy became a form of resistance against despair. Black Americans learned that preserving happiness wasn't luxury, it was survival. And that lesson has been passed down through generations. Many white Americans today report feeling isolated. And despite being connected digitally than ever before, millions feel disconnected emotionally. Neighbors barely know each other, families live far apart, social trust continues to decline. Many people feel like they are navigating life entirely on their own. In contrast, Black communities have historically relied heavily on relationships and support networks. Extended family members often play active roles in raising children. Churches have traditionally served as center of community life. Mentorship networks help connect younger generations with older generations. Communities celebrate together. Communities mourn together. Communities supported each other. This doesn't mean every Black community is perfect, but many observers notice a level of social connection that has become increasingly uncommon elsewhere. And that connection creates resilience. People handle challenges differently when they know they aren't facing them alone. One thing that is consistently surprises outsiders is the role humor plays in Black culture. Even during difficult circumstances, laughter often remains present. And many people don't understand this. They assume hardship should eliminate joy. But Black communities have long understood that humor can be a powerful coping mechanism. The ability to laugh doesn't mean pain isn't real. It means pain doesn't get the final word. Throughout history, humor helped people maintain perspective. It helped people survive emotionally. It reminded people that even difficult moments are temporary. So today, as stress levels rise across America, many people are realizing how valuable that mindset can be. Perhaps the greatest source of fascination is Black resilience itself. People often use the word resilient casually, but true resilience is developed through experience. Generations after generation of Black Americans learned how to rebuild after setbacks, how to adapt when circumstances changed, how to keep moving forward when opportunities seemed limited or impossible, how to create hope where none appeared to exist. Those lessons didn't come from motivational speeches. They came from lived experience. And over time, resilience became deeply embedded within families, institutions, and communities. Today, many Americans find themselves facing uncertainty for the first time. Economic instability, housing pressures, workplace disruption, social fragmentation, And as they encounter these challenges, they are beginning to appreciate the value of resilience in ways they may never have before. The envy isn't really about material things. It's about emotional strength. It's about seeing people who have endured enormous challenges and wondering, how do they keep going? How do they stay hopeful? How do they maintain joy? How do they continue creating culture that influences the entire world? Some people expected hardship to produce bitterness, but instead, they often encounter optimism. They expected struggle to produce defeat. Instead, they encountered determination. They expected adversity to destroy confidence, and instead, they encountered pride. And that contradiction fascinates many observers because it challenges assumptions about what strength actually looks like. One of the most important things people misunderstand is that black joy doesn't exist because struggles disappeared. Black joy exists alongside struggle. Black resilience exists alongside challenges. Black optimism exists alongside uncertainty. And the ability to experience happiness while acknowledging reality is one of the most powerful skills any person can develop. And many people are beginning to recognize that in a society increasingly dominated by stress and negativity, the ability to preserve joy becomes a form of wealth that money alone cannot buy. The deeper lesson isn't that one group is better than another. The lesson is that resilience, community, hope, and joy are resources that every community needs. Many Americans are discovering that success isn't only about income. It is not only about status. It is not only about possessions. A meaningful life also requires connection, purpose, belonging, identity, optimism, and the ability to celebrate life even when circumstances are not perfect. These are qualities that many black communities have spent generations cultivating. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. What do you think is the secret behind lasting resilience and joy? Let's know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.
Why do white people...
So guys, today we are talking about the idea of black joy. This is a topic that has become more popular in recent years, but many people still misunderstand what it means. For many people, black joy is not about pretending that life is perfect. It is not about ignoring problems or acting like pain does not exist. Instead, it is about choosing hope, celebrating achievement, and continuing to live with purpose even after facing difficult challenges. That is one of the biggest messages from this discussion. Throughout history, black communities in many parts of the world have faced slavery, discrimination, segregation, and unfair treatment. These experiences have left lasting effect. Yet, despite this hardship, black communities have continued to build businesses, create music, produce great athletics, educate future generation, and celebrate important moments together. The argument is that joy itself become an act of resilience. Instead of allowing hardship to define the future, people choose to keep moving forward. They celebrate birthdays, graduations, wedding, cultural festivals, sporting victories, and everyday success. These moments reminds people that difficult times do not have the final word. Another important point is the idea that black joy is something sometimes misunderstood. Some people may see confident, successful, or joyful black communities and wonder why they are so happy despite the challenges have faced. Different people interrupt these in different ways. Some believe it is simple human resilience. Others believe society sometimes struggle to understand communities that continue to thrive. Despite barriers, whatever someone's opinion may be, history shows that many communities develop strength by supporting one another during difficult times. That brings us to another important topic: community. Strong communities do not appear overnight. They are built through trust, share experiences, mentorship, and helping one another succeed. Many successful people often talk about someone who believes in them, encourage them, and give them opportunities when they need them most. Mentorship matters, family matters, neighbors matters, friends matters. This relationship help people grow stronger together. The video also talks about independence and self-sufficiency. The basic idea is that community become stronger when they invest in education, businesses, financial knowledge, and supporting one another. Economic independence gives people more choices. It creates jobs, builds wealth, and allows future generations to have greater opportunities. This is not a new idea. Throughout history, many communities around the world have worked to become more self-reliant by supporting local businesses, educating young people, and creating opportunities for the future generation. Another discussion in the video focuses on history. It adds that Black excellency has always existed, even if it has not always received equal recognition. History includes inventors, scientists, artists, athletes, teachers, militaries, leaders, entrepreneurs, and countless individuals who contributions help shape the world. Many historians continue to research and debate different aspects of that history, but there is broad agreement that people of African descent have made important contributions across many fields. Recognizing these achievements can inspire younger generation to believe they can also succeed. The video also raises concern about culture becoming something that people admire without fully understanding its history. Music, fashion, language, sports, and entertainment created by Black communities have influenced culture around the world. Many people, these contributions. At the same time, conversations sometimes arise about whether enough credits is given to communities that created them. This remains an ongoing discussion with many different viewpoints. Another lesson from today's discussion is that joy should never depend only on money or status. Money can improve life in many ways, but happiness also comes from family, friendship, purpose, faith, or many people, and belonging to supportive community. Those things cannot always be measured by wealth alone. Perhaps that is why joy can survive even during difficult seasons. People find strength in each other. As we look forward the future, every community can learn valuable lessons about resilience, supporting young people, building strong families, investing in education, encouraging entrepreneurship, celebrating success, helping neighbors. These are values that benefit everyone. In the end, whether someone agrees with every argument made in this discussion or not, the central message is clear. Joy can be powerful. Communities become strong when they support one another. Hope can survive even after hardship. And resilience often grows when people refuse to let difficult circumstances define who they are. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like this video, share with your friend, and subscribe to the channel. And remember to share your thoughts on the comment section. What does the resilience means to you? Can community help people overcome difficult time? I love to hear your opinion and share your thoughts on the comment section. Remember to keep your comments thoughtful and respectful. And guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Till next time.